Welcome everybody to our live stream here on lichess and Twitch, taking Blitz challenges from the viewers. Pretty good Monday morning. I'm expecting sirens, testing our bomb raid sirens supposedly here in Budapest. I haven't heard anything yet. Hopefully they work. We'll find out. Alright. Welcome to Challenge Me 5+3 Casual. What's up, Masturbate? In chess, as in life, opportunity strikes but once. Oh, I don't know about that. That's a very specific number. I don't know, man. I mean, opportunities strike randomly, but I think they might strike more than once in some cases, many times. In other cases, none. That's a weird quote, but whatever. Alright. Hear about people like winning the lottery more than once? I mean, how do you explain that? Not the best quote. But I get the moral of the story. Take advantage of your opportunities, because you might not get another one. That's basically what he's saying. Alright, anyway. Masturbate, what was your simul game yesterday? You left us early? Oh, right. You tricked me. I wanted to see... what was up. First of all, let's see, the game with Arsenal fan. I didn't like this at all. What happened there? I had an awful position against Arsenal fan. What did I keep playing this line wrong? What am I doing here? This bishop e3 is a slightly unusual move. So I'm supposed to play bishop h5. No games, almost. Okay, g4, bishop g6, knight h4, knight d7, knight g2. Yeah, this is typical. Alright. I'm just taking a look at a couple of the game's positions yesterday. I wanted to see what happened against... What happened with Morales in the opening? Ooh, what a game. He was totally winning. Yes, I'm aware of that, sir. Alright. Knight b3, knight d7, knight f3. I see. Queen c7 is an engine move. Interesting. f6 right away. c5, I know about that. a6. Tough position. h6. Yeah, this line is a problem. What are we supposed to do about that? So, bishop f5, knight to d2. e6 is like forced and white is just better. Yeah, you can play c5 right away. Karyakin. Who's that again? Never heard of him. Why you seem to be offline? I'm offline. I think that's your lichess. Maybe you're offline. One viewer. I have one viewer. How can I have just one viewer? There's like 3 people in the chat already. How do you have one viewer when there's actually literally 4 people in the chat? Guess I need to refresh it. How could I seriously have one viewer? Well, we literally have 4 people in chat. Yeah, this is my game with Morales. I didn't know what happened there. Where did we leave book? Oh, hardly any games. It wasn't too bad what happened. He could have played better. The h5's a mistake. What does a5 do? a5, a4. Who cares? Guys, we're taking Blitz challenges. Then what do I do? You know, you can play a5 all you want, but white's better. I don't like this. And then Jambor. I don't know, man. This variation, I think you're right, Arsenal fan. It's something to investigate with white. He didn't even play like the most critical line, and I'm still worse. Am I offline on lichess? No. We just need to refresh the page here. Happy Monday. Budapest is supposed to be testing our like air raid sirens, but I've heard nothing. It was supposed to go off like 10 minutes ago. I was afraid to start the stream on account of air raid testing. Bomb shelter, siren testing. Maybe they don't work anymore, they're so old. No, I mean, you had a huge advantage, of course. Yeah, I shouldn't play bishop. What did I do? Bishop takes f3. Yeah, but that variation is annoying. I have a terrible score with that in Blitz here. I've lost multiple games to multiple players. Okay, what is this? Catalan against Sumer. Catalan. Don't even bother, Astrobate. I guess this isn't very good. Bishop a6 was a game I had some years ago. I think the same exact position. Doesn't even consider taking the pawn. Why think? Well, you don't have to. I guess I can sacrifice a pawn. Better than like letting something bad happen. This reminds me of another game I had. No, I think he has to take this pawn. I mean, what's the deal with that? This is better for white. He refuses to like take the pawn on c4. He had 2 chances to take it. You gotta take it, man. I'm not sure it's even a sound pawn sacrifice for white. He can't just like refuse material on principle every time without analyzing it. Basically, Sumaher's philosophy is I just don't want to take sacrifices. I'm not going to bother to calculate. Let's just play fast and make, safe moves instead. There's no substitute for calculation, although in 5-minute chess, 5-0, it's tricky. Here we have increment. You got to make a distinction. Learning to use your increments. Increment. Yeah, he just plays safe moves quickly. White is slightly better. Rufus and Doofus, the first gift sub of the week. 1 bit for St. Patrick's Day. It's a late St. Patrick's Day gift. Rook takes. I don't know which way to take. He has b5, maybe. Imagine if Sumaher started calculating actual variations at some point. He would have to slow down, but he would probably be stronger overall. I think it would be a good trade-off. I didn't even have time to calculate. It's a good move, I guess. Not very deep. Chase my rook back. Yesterday I played with my club mates in an informal 5-0 tournament, and I don't think like one game that I played was even decent by either player. It felt very like a waste. It felt like a waste of time. Knight takes e6 takes, queen takes e6 check. At least with the increment we have a little bit of a chance of playing quality games. The occasional really good game in this time control. Somebody suggested I should play Rapid on the stream, and I think it's not a bad idea. Maybe one day a week I'll consider doing that. Maybe do a longer stream. The games are such rubbish in 5-minute Blitz. There's no time to think. 5-0 felt like complete utter trash yesterday. We even played on half the clocks were like analog clocks, and one of them was like an old Russian clock. I don't think it even worked properly. I literally like ran out of time and my opponent still had 4 minutes left. Rigged clock. I'm done with cheap analog clocks. But I admit that like digital clocks take some of the fun out of 5-0 Blitz. Guessing how much time you have left was always kind of fun. The cheap Russian clocks are the worst. They still have them here. Digging them out of the closet from 20 years ago. German clocks are pretty good. But don't use Russian clocks. I mean, I don't mean that as a political statement. Just Germans are better at making clocks. Pure coincidence. I love smashing the clock, yeah. Oh, the quality of chess here, very high. Bishop takes e4. This is embarrassing. We both suck. No funny mates here. Yes. Obviously, he sacked the pawn to try to get like the white square diagonal. I had knight h6 check there, but after king h8, I didn't see what to do. Yeah, man. Really bad game by both of us. Monday morning, chess at its best. Okay, this shouldn't be a big deal. Like, b3 should be very okay for black. So it's Dubov Carlson, 2021. Interesting. Here I'm supposed to play knight d2. So my move like doesn't even exist in theory. Queen c2 is totally incorrect. There's a handful of games, but it's bad. This has to be bad. So he instantly played the right move. I thought he could take the pawn, but it's a little dangerous. Take, take, bishop takes. I had a game against a Hungarian guy, Sabo. I thought something like this. What's his name? This doesn't work? I thought I could sack a pawn. 95 is bad. Oh, 92 is actually okay. Yeah, this 92 looks stupid. Yeah, this just is... It's just not correct. I mean, the whole variation just doesn't work. Queen c2 is just a blunder. But Sumer are just too dismissive of simple moves, like taking the pawn there. Yeah, queen c2 is ridiculous. I mean, you're coming to the c file with your rook, and I'm walking right into it. Apparently queen d3 is actually a move. That's really bad play by me. I made 3 blunders. Ouch. But you should take the pawn, and you should definitely take it on the next move, too. Here's a game Kovalenko played with black. It's 2 chances to take that pawn. Yes, I have some compensation, but it's not really enough. You should take the pawn in both cases. No questions asked. Yeah, have fun studying. E6, That's with his dog. Wow, the Benoni came and snuck up on me. He bit his dog, Alright, what are we gonna do? Oh no, we played a lot of those. Let's play e3. I played a lot of g3 against you already. e3 is fun. So semi-Tarash, or something like that. This is not a Benoni. Contrary to Acerbate's philosophy. Just because lichess says it's a Benoni doesn't mean it's a Benoni. Not all Benonis are created equal. All Benonis are equal. What happened to our bomb sirens? I was told 11 this morning we're supposed to have bomb sirens testing in the city and nothing. I was afraid to start the stream. There would immediately be this like loud siren. It just doesn't happen. Nice. Well, it's good to know in an emergency it works. Or not. If you're blowing up, you're probably under attack. That's how you know. Alright. Queen's Gambit accepted. Klaxons? What's a klaxon? I don't even know what that word means. There's pigeon poop. I don't know. What's outside my skylight besides pigeon poop? Still celebrating our team going to the Hungarian Superliga next year. Nice. The siren? What? Oh, the siren is called a klaxon? Really? You serious? How do you know that? It's a special kind of siren? Queen d5. Okay, then. Because that's principled. Wow. You gotta admire that move. Holy shit. Queen d5. Well, it's the Queen's Gambit accepted reverse, semi-Tarash. Rubinstein was a genius in these kind of positions. Unbelievable. Played unbelievable, beautiful chess. What's up, Princess Chess? Arsenal trying to sneak me on the diagonal? That's subtle. Very provocative play with that Queen d5. Chess Kudo. Princess Chess Repun. Thanks everyone for joining us. I've got challenges for the subscribers, which includes all of you. DigiWorld, Chess Kudo, and Repunj. Yeah, well, we knew this was your plan all along. That's why I put my bishop on e2. You solved the problem of your queen. It's quite interesting. In a very unconventional way. Unbelievable. Man, that's crazy. Knight d4, Queen g5. Knight d4, Queen g5, f4. I'm just asking for trouble there, but I don't know what to do. It's hard to do anything here. Man. Unbelievable. Some kind of genius. To put the queen out there in front of your pawns and start the entire plan. I mean, this is such an unbelievable move. And move 11 by black with Queen d5 here. Who'd even think of that move? I just wasn't incisive enough. He walks into this pin with no problem. No, the window's closed, Masturbate. That's why I haven't heard ambulances. Because I was afraid the siren would go off and it would like blast the whole stream. So I was afraid to even open the window. I don't even have any oxygen. We're supposed to have air raid siren testing today, but I've heard nothing. So I'm like suffocating myself for nothing, basically, without opening the windows. So that's to play like knight g4 or something. I don't know. Not Twitter. This is not Twitter. Yep. Bishop A4, because that's... the idea of Queen F1. Yeah, he went off the path there with Bishop A4. That's a weird thing to do. Wonder why he played Bishop A4. Queen not trapped. Bishop almost trapped. Induced me. He induced me. Inducements. Now I hear an ambulance. You mean you're not trapped? He's not trapped. He has to play to F8. Alright. I want to see that position, like where you played Queen D5. That could be a very good move. I was better the whole game. Hard to believe. But maybe. Alright. I didn't completely screw it up. There's no games from this position. It's unbelievable. Okay, nobody played D takes C. That's not really a good move, I guess. But the computer thinks it's okay. Odd. So in this position, 28 games. A lot of ordinary grandmasters. Not a single game with D takes C. It's not clear which way I should capture. Bishop might be better. Then I play Queen B1, dubious. I didn't want to trade queens. Give me a break. I could have played Bishop D3, duh. Queen D5, dubious. Did I miss anything? I had knight D6 here. I can't even see that. Alright, let's go on to the next game. Oh, that was the game where you left. Okay. No London system. Wait, you're playing D4. You're playing E4 now? You played a London before. No London. Carol Khan sucks. You missed the simul. Well, I didn't see Bishop E4 Arsenal. We had a game like this yesterday. What is this move? Not the greatest line. I had a draw on this in the simul. Dubious Gambit. I'm not going to take it. I'll take equality with black after 4 moves. Yeah, you shouldn't play this for white. It's just nothing. Persistent worse than the London system, I guess. It's the London system on the other side. Exact same game I had yesterday. Strange. Maybe that's his alt account. I think it was the exact same position. Because I was considering playing knight takes e5. That was that account CK Law that plays in my simuls but never subscribes. They play every week in my simuls, but they never talk or subscribe. They're like totally unengaging. Queen e1. Half the chess population playing knight f3. No, dude, don't even. I mean, it is pretty boring. But you have to get to a pretty good level for people to start playing knight f3. To be honest, when you play like just random people, everyone plays e4. You got to get to at least like 1700 and above. So that doesn't cover half the chess population. Arsenal's never exaggerating. He's never been known to exaggerate. I mean, at no point in my game with you, like, could you possibly be better. I mean, you broke fundamental principles, like bringing your queen out early, and you're lucky that it kind of worked out. Yeah, I want to torture you by not allowing the Benoni. I didn't see bishop e4. I thought you would just retreat your bishop back to like b7 or something. Is it such a big deal? Whoa, he has that tactic? 1635. Wow. Oh, of course, it's mate. Oh no. Computer moves. Ooh, I just got crushed. Let's see the engine. This is a forced win. And f6 just loses by force. There's no half measures or defense. I have no defense. I automatically lose in one move. So you don't even... Yeah, that's interesting. I equalized and then lost in like 2 moves. It's unbelievable. I mean, Queen E1, literally, the only way this would possibly work. Knight E8 is actually a good move. It's basically helpmate, what I did. F5 is my best move, but F6 gets mated by force. That's because I blocked off my defensive H4. That's unbelievable. Yeah, I could have just played knight d6 like a human being, and I'm fine. I was impatient. This loses immediately. Quite a tactical eye there. Yeah, no defense. Sure. Well, I can play on down a piece, but I can't avoid forced mate. Interesting. I think that's the first time I ever got mated in 14 moves in a long time. Well, I didn't get mated, but I would have been. Chess Kudo up to 2240. 2272 rapid. Your ratings have gone up, no? Slightly? Slightly higher. You're certainly not lower. Almost 2300. It's like Arsenal level. Yeah, I mean, the whole point is that you have knight g6 check and mate with queen h4. It's a classic. It's very strange I had exactly that variation yesterday, and it's just not even played by anybody. It's not even a variation, really. People do it. It's like a coffee house thing. I have a friend of mine who's an IM who played that in Blitz. It's strange for a player that good to play that. But we had a few games like that. Back to my form from yesterday morning. Very uninspired. That's what I get for playing the Petrov. So what's up with this? I don't know. French. What do you make of this? What are we supposed to make of this? Attack something. Somewhere. Chess Kudo is a French defense player. I don't even play e4, seriously. And I avoid e4 like the plague if my opponents play the French. I literally won't play e4 if I know I'm playing against the French. Forget about that. It's just too closed and difficult. Arsenal level? The low water mark. Oh my god. You're hysterical, man. I love Arsenal's verbiage. He's the low water mark. Low tide in the chess world. I've got a challenge here from a new account with no games and it's 3+2. I'm gonna cancel that account. Challenge. You've got to challenge me. You've got to have an established rating. I'm not gonna play people who just created a new account. And I'm not gonna play anything but 5+3. 3+2 is too fast. 5+3 is already crap. It's like crap. Time control, but it allows for us to play a number of games. I usually have 2.5 hours, and if I play 5+3, I can play maybe like 10 games. If I play faster, we could play more games, but the quality is really low. So 5+3 is like a compromise. I just knocked somebody below 2400 who just reached it for the first time. Wait, what are you talking about? I did? What? Look at all those knights. Man, I didn't think you could do this. I thought I had something here. I guess it's something special. But I mean, it's kind of like his king is in the middle of the board in an open position, sort of. The open French. Play me and you'll be key rushed. Why would Chess Kudo take that? Couldn't he just like ignore the capture? My knight has no good squares. Why not just move your queen? Well, I guess he has his reasons. He figures he hasn't like a good knight versus bad bishop type situation. But to be honest, like, my bishop's not so bad, actually. If only I could mobilize my rooks here. Up a pawn. Go for the material? No. I have no rooks. Help me. I have no rooks. Look, ma, no rooks. I get a rook in the game. You see a forced draw? I don't know about that, man. I didn't even see that. I mean, bishop takes h6. I should be better here. e6 is possible. Nothing special, though. I certainly shouldn't be worse. Damn. Huh. What a move. Wow. It's a fantastic move. It takes a special kind of person to really become a French defense player, I guess. Oh no. Arsenal fan. Uh-oh, another pawn. I guess you kind of gotta like defending if you play the French, first of all. No, the quintessential example is Korchnoi. Not like passive defense, necessarily. But I mean, moves like that, rook c6 with the white square play there, that's an exceptional move, I think. Wait now. Wait now. Yeah. Not afraid to go pawn grabbing. I've got two challenges. Repunge and Arsenal. I've only lost one game so far today. My brain fog isn't quite as bad as usual. I feel like the center in this game is just too crushing. The center is just too much. Careful. The pawn chain. I'm curious about the valuation after the opening. Was I better? Equal? Worse? Is this even a variation? I like how knight f3 gets dubious. Alright, so b6. Yeah, I forgot I'm supposed to play bishop e5 check. I think I knew that at some point. I think I've played that before. Let me see. Player, Sparkle Horse says white, no games found. Wow. That's strange. I've never had this position on the board. It's almost impossible. I've never had this position on the board on lichess. I bet I've played a4 before. I have 5 games with the a4. No games with queen g4. Unbelievable. I never played the poison pawn once, or whatever that's called. The winnower with queen g4. I have 6 games with knight f3. And not one of my opponents played b6 until you. Funny. Years ago I knew that I'm supposed to play bishop e5 check here, but I forgot. So, alright. I'm playing like Emery Tate. Great. It's uncharacteristic for Tate too. It's strange for Tate to play such. It would have been strange for Tate to play such a quiet line with white. That was 1991. Lengel Bela. Yeah, nothing special here. Jan Demirov, 1 game. It's like a nothing variation for white. A4 is best. Computer gives you a huge advantage, +1. Obviously, if I trade queens, I'm in a worse ending. I mean, so I'm not trading queens under any circumstances. Oh, you should have just taken the pawn. Well, I intended to sacrifice it, but the computer is just laughing at me. It's just totally dubious. Alright, well, yep. It's just garbage. Just doesn't work. Yeah, apparently queen h3 is double question mark. You should just take the pawn. You know, this queen coming back to f5 and I have nothing. Worse than Emery Tate. Emery Tate playing that line with white against Jill Benjamin, that's a pretty dumb thing to do. Joel's such a good positional player. White doesn't have any play. It's not even that complicated. It was a bad choice. Repun. Alright. Yeah, so I forgot I'm supposed to play bishop e5 check. Well, don't count me as any kind of knowledgeable player on the white side of the winnower, or any side of the winnower. The McCutcheon. I don't know, Arsenal, but I don't remember the last time, you know, we saw like high-level players battling it out in the McCutcheon. The last I heard it was playable, but French isn't too popular at the top level. You got a handful of players. Caruana was playing it for a while, but I imagine most people go for the classical. Classical seems to have more stable reputation. So the McCutcheon, I just don't know. You know, I don't see why black would play the McCutcheon. Like, you have other good options. The burn variation is good. Honestly, I just don't think it's necessary. It seems like an unnecessary risk, but possible. Jesse Cry used to play it 20 years ago. I don't know. I mean, if it's been cast aside. It seems like it had a minor resurgence, the McCutcheon. Then I don't know. I don't recall the last time I saw top players playing that. Well, I mean, I don't think that all players play the French going for imbalance, you know. A lot of people just want a solid defense to e4. A solid, perhaps slightly passive defense. Like they're playing the Caro-Kann, you know. Although I think that e4, e5 is the go-to defense against e4. As far as solid goes. You played the Berlin or something safe. Is the King's Indian attack supposed to be good versus the Caro? Well, I think it's one of those openings that's playable against everything, right? It's not good. It's not great. It just is, you know. It's an option against pretty much everything. But I never thought of it as good. Just it is. It exists. It's okay. You know, but unlike the French, black is committed to e6 in the King's Indian attack. So there's these lines where black can play for e5 instead of e6. Black has a few different options. But it's okay for white, sure. White just plays d3. And if black plays e5, you get distinct sort of structure. White has some variation in their arsenal where they play like d3 and d4 in 2 moves. That's quite tricky, actually. So that's where it hinges on some important idea. White plays a delayed or deferred d4, even though he's losing a tempo. I think that's kind of the critical idea in the Caro-Kann King's Indian attack. You know, the question is the e5 asking too much for black? We almost never have white against Ripunj. I got mated in 14 moves. Knight on the 6th. Right, you're undermining e5, exactly. So that's... And I think it's kind of a newer idea that revitalizes white's chances in those Caro-Kann King's Indian attack positions. It's easier to play white every game. Wow. Wow, that's wild. Okay. Yeah, clearly this is a bad move for black, but how do we take advantage of it? Maybe I ought to just ignore it, honestly. Bishop takes d5, then he's starting to win a piece. Then he has pressure against my e5 pawn. Are there tactics here? Not if you have brain fog. Yeah, I mean, obviously black is lost after f6, but I'm not exactly sure how. I mean, I know black is lost here. I don't know how. My intuition is just like, this is game over. It was already game over, but f6, you know. f6 is like really fast game over. But I can't think more than one move deep. Maybe it is brain cells. Maybe all the time I'm thinking it was brain fog, but just that all my brain cells are gone. Long COVID. Everything's good. Yeah, I mean, this is one way to deal with it. He stopped. Knight g6. That's a lot of knightage. You've been knighted. He's been knighted. I'm just gonna do the simple thing. Keep it simple. He's gonna be threatening to take this now and win a piece on the next move. Normally I would hang a piece here. I would certainly hang a piece in a simul now. Knight b5, queen c8, bishop takes d5. Yeah, but he won't go to c8. April 11th. What happened to the air raid sirens we're supposed to test here? I was told. So much for that theory. False information. Lies. Just to sabotage my stream. This is a lazy way to play by me. Just up a clear exchange. Alright. What was that opening? Oh, bad queen's gambit. Passive. This guy just keeps challenging me. Dude, you have no games. I'm not going to accept your challenge. Here to be at Eric. Also, not enough games. Why is all these like provisional accounts challenging me? No relation to Tushar. Is that Tushar? Arsenal fan. Whatever happened to Tushar? He was like master strength with the help of a computer. Says here to beat. No relation to our former computer cheater, Tushar. That was a long time ago. That was like 3 years ago. My stream has a long history. I don't even remember that far back. There goes those brain cells again. Maybe Asterbate remembers. How's your brain cells? Better than mine? So d5? d5 is nothing special here, right? Nothing special. This is mainline. That's not mainline. What is that? What are you doing? What the bleep is that? The bleeping bleep is that move? Been hanging out with Ben Feingold too much. Alright. I don't remember that. I don't remember that happening. So bishop takes c4. I mean, d5 seems like the proper move, but this would be a real line now. We're like transposing two of queens, get accepted. How the bleep does that work? No, you're hanging a pawn. Okay, yeah, this is the refutation. No, d5 is right. You can't just like give me your e5 pawn. How have I never played this position in my life? I don't understand. I mean, I played knight c3 against Jigorin, pretty much universal. I would have had to have faced this before. It's so strange that it never cropped up. I have no recollection of like playing against this ever in my entire existence. What's the chances of that? Knight b8. Arsenal's like playing the Eric Rosen Gambit or something. This has got to be on some Eric Rosen YouTube channel. Let's just lose a central pawn for nothing. No big deal. Come on, kids, it won't matter in the high school championship. Under 5 or under 5 scholastics. What's a central pawn? Watch my YouTube channel. Learn how to drop central pawns for nothing. So your future chess teachers have to reteach you everything. This is just a central pawn, but I've got to be a little careful. Maybe I should just take that bishop. It's a killer piece. I mean, his dark square control with that bishop. I can play f3. Ding the Ren would kill you here. Ding the Ren 1, Arsenal fan 0. It reminds me of the time that Caruana sacked a pawn against Ding the Ren in the candidates tournament last time. He was down a fat central pawn. But this is even better because black fails to have the dark square control. I've got the chain. I can castle queenside, whatever. Maybe he had something else. Bishop b4 drops a piece. Queen e7. I thought about that. I mean, maybe. Yeah. Queen e7 looks extremely dubious. Concentrate. Same-ish. It's the same-ish. Same-ish King's Indian. I'm curious about this though, this e5 business. Arsenal invented a new gambit. The Feingold gambit. So you can't play knight e5 and just drop your e5 pawn. It looks like it just doesn't work. Took me forever to find it. I love this. Bishop g4. Anything for a chance. What would Ding do? Pawn takes g4. Knight takes e4. I'm sure that doesn't work for black. The question is, should I even risk it? Like, why? Why should I risk it? Even allowing any complications? That's the real question. Don't want to allow your opponent like any sort of play unless it's absolutely necessary. But let's calculate. Pawn takes g4, knight takes e4, knight takes e4, rook takes e4. And then I'm pinned in a kind of awkward situation that's objectively winning for white. I'm not going to bother, man. I'm not going to take that. It's like, why should I give you any practical chances? I'm only up one pawn, but it's like the biggest pawn in the world. That's, or whichever one you want to call it, but I mean, this pawn is like worth 2 pawns, essentially. Plus I have the bishop pair. If you can add another half point to the tally, I must be like plus 2.5 without taking his bishop on g4. There's absolutely no reason to risk it. First, the computer would rip that bishop immediately. See, that's the difference. I'm not a computer. I've got to be aware of that, you know. Most people would take that bishop and then try to figure out how to win after, but I've got a minute and a half. And the chances of me screwing it up is much, much higher if I take his bishop. So making practical decisions like that, very important. I want to get a t-shirt that says like I love endgames. We'll get I love queenless endgames. We'll get a merch store going on. See, a materialistic player would be like, why didn't you take his bishop? You could have been up a bishop. I mean, look at his bishop anyway. Like, what? Is that a bishop? Really? On h5? It's going to have to come back there. %. Any chance for him here? Another pawn on a7. Can never be too careful. Eventually I could play like g4, h4. Yeah, I mean, the danger is pretty much left the building. We're up a piece now. I feel much safer grabbing pieces when the queens are off the board. Clear piece up. I'm curious if anyone has ever played his e5 move. in the history of chess. Well, it definitely exists on lichess. That's fine, Leaky. I can take your challenge next. He saw it. Uh-oh. He's up to no good now. Trade pieces. When in doubt. He sees every tactic. Unbelievable. I love it. Alright, let's check the Arsenal defense. E5. Whew. That's a novelty. Wow. It's not a novelty on lichess, I'm sure. Let me see. Have I ever had a game here with white? Just your game. Someone played E6 against me. Yeah. On lichess, it's a very popular move. It's been played 3,000 times. Dude, wow. How big is it? It's only plus 0.9. So this is almost playable for black. Unbelievable. You've invented a new gambit. You should start your own YouTube channel like Eric Rosen. I bet you can, just like a, sorry guys, that was like a moth. I think Arsenal, you could start your own YouTube channel like based on this move. Literally. The Arsenal gambit. It's perfect for the under 800 6-year-olds. It's actually not that bad. I mean, many gambits, right? 0.9 advantage to white. It took me a solid 40 seconds to find the best move. But you're supposed to play knight A5, apparently. This is critical. Knight A5. Knight E5. Yeah, this is totally interesting for Blitz type gambit. So Lakey, challenging. Alright, you're a subscriber. Arsenal's left the building or something. I'm not kidding. I mean, 0.9 is a playable gambit. Not in a tournament, but in a blitz or a rapid scenario. I think it's viable for a fast time control, maybe. I have never faced that. I don't think. You made me start second guessing myself, like, what did I do the move order wrong? I was like, what is that? I bet you like 90% of your opponents would take on e5 and give you a good game. That would be the basis for the entire Eric Rosen video. Like the Stafford Gambit. Let's just be like -2. It's a great opening. This is only 0.9. You're only like one pawn down. It's no worse than playing the Black Mardimer. You sent a challenge. Alright. Well, I didn't check with the computer what it says about your bishop sacrifice. But my general, generally I try not to be materialistic, so if I'm up material already, I don't like to take further sacrifices. If I was just up an ordinary pawn, I would think very seriously about taking your bishop. But like I said, the pawn that I'm up is like worth like 2 pawns. It's really illogical. I have a win in the bag with that center, and it's illogical to take any risk there. It was stronger than the best continuation if you took it. If I took it. Classic closed Sicilian, yuck. Do you have any? Is Sean a subscriber? Cheesy Noob is a subscriber. Sadistic Tushi. Alright. It was inaccurate because of my move, seriously. I would have expected the computer to go for the taking of the piece. There might be something seriously wrong with that then. If the engine doesn't want to do it, it must not be good. Safe assumption. My gut instinct was that I could take the piece though. Yeah, white's played a bit strangely. I mean, b3, no, you can't. These moves, queen e2 and b3 don't seem right. Huh. So I shouldn't take the bishop. Wow. Yeah, well, I mean, I've been like analyzing my games for years now with Stockfish, so I have a pretty good idea. I've been learning from it, I mean, evaluating positions and stuff. I can't calculate like computer, but I have improved, I think, my ability to evaluate with the help of Stockfish. The way I evaluate positions has changed. That's a winning position for me. So if d5, e5, I don't really want to have that happen. This is annoying. I mean, black has lots of fine moves here, but what's the best move? I don't know. F5 maybe? H6, weakening my king side. D5. D5, E5, knight F5. Can I pick off that pawn somehow? I'm almost picking it off with like knight f5, knight d4. Knight f5, knight d4 looks pretty tempting. d5, d4 is a problem. Well, true, he can't play... Well, I've got to be careful of that, okay? I mean, the knight coming to f6 is majorly dangerous. I was thinking just here. But it looks like it's... Yeah, it's probably better for white. I probably made a mistake. Not better for white, but I improved his position by playing d5. Is what I'm saying. You know, his position is better than it was. I'm not saying he's better. d5 was a mistake, but I don't know what to do. Again, I think that black has a good position, but I'm really not sure what I should do here. h4, wow. Classic King's Indian attack. But he's losing his central pawn. He just didn't defend, he has to play bishop f4. This looks forced. Yesterday I lost. He dropped his queen. Yesterday I lost my central pawn in that King's Indian you saw arsenal, where my e5 pawn like dropped off. My e4 pawn was overextended and dropped off. You know, same thing, I can't defend it. So here, I just want to look at this position where I played d5. He dropped his queen. Alright. What's the deal? Black's better by 1.4, but what's the move then, you know? What's my move? What's the best move for black? h6. I called it. Wow. h6 is the best move. I was afraid to like weaken my king side. But this g5, knight g6 is one idea. I figured he would play h4 anyway. I would play h4. He was going to play h4 anyway. I considered h6. I considered f5. Yeah, the computer says h6 or f5 or e5 or d5. So check that out. h6, e5, d5. But how do you choose from between those moves, you know? It's extremely difficult to do. Wow. I figured h6, h4. And then what do I do? f5? Yeah. The nice thing is that my rook is here. So this is not a problem. The placement of the e-rook on the e-file. I think it's a subtle position. Mr. Slowhand. I gotta take his challenge. He donated 20 gift subs yesterday. Very generous. We gotta get revenge too, because he beat me. The truth is, I've got to get revenge against him. I'm just saying, he also happened to donate generously to support the stream. Alright, we've got an hour almost left. Akua. These people are subscribers to the stream, so I always take them first. I can't guarantee everyone else can get to play. Alright, move order tricks. Peart. Cheesy Noob appeared. I don't know if GM Sean is a subscriber. I guess Hal Chess must be Akua. I've been getting a lot of these Fiancetta appears lately. Even HTFP, wow. It's early in the morning there. The HAL 9000. Mr. Sohan taking his time. He's brutal in simul's. Just woke up. The thought of waking up at like 6 o'clock in the morning upsets me very deeply. The only... The only way I wake up at like 6 o'clock in the morning would be to like go fishing or something. Not a morning person. Knight on BD7. H3. We're sort of fishing. What's he trying to do? He's going to play E5, right? This is normal. Thanks for the gift sub from Masturbate. He did play C5. I mean, I don't know. Seems weird, but he's trying to turn it into a Sicilian. Or Benoni. It is a Sicilian after CD. Although, how's his Benoni here? How's my Benoni? Taking on C5 allows knight takes. So he'll take on D4 and then play like knight C5 with a Sicilian-like position. If bishop E3, pawn takes. I wonder how bishop takes D4 is. Weird. You don't like the 982. There was this one time I lost in a Botvinnik in a rapid tournament to a friend of mine where my knights never moved. They just sat there. I was very depressed. I lost in like 25 moves, and I remember looking at those knights on those squares, and I was just like, this can't be happening. Yeah. No, I mean, it's then again, you can't really like love his knights either. I mean, don't make fun of my knights and act like his knights are great too. And we both have redundant knights. Redundant knights are never good. Well, it's not true, but redundant knights are usually not good. They're not optimal. So my idea was to take with the bishop. What's the BFD? So knight takes, leaves us with a dragon. Sometimes I can do G4, knight G3 in a Pierce situation. Like if this was a King's Indian, you always take with a knight on D4. If this is like a normal Sicilian, it's not as clear. He's playing it like a Najdorf. Mr. Slow plays the Najdorf. I've got A4 now. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can count. So A4. What? I don't understand. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What am I missing here? Wait, I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, I don't understand. How can you do that? I mean, maybe he's thinking I'm going to take his knight on B6. I had a weird hallucination. In spirit, yeah, I mean, we just miscounted. I literally miscounted. Wow, that's so weird. You know it's early in the morning. Jesus Christ. I'm sitting here counting, and I thought I had it covered. That's crazy. Wow. Unbelievable. I even counted in front of everybody. And I thought I had it covered. What the hell? Are you serious? He goes bishop e6. I played a4. He goes d5. Man. Oh well. Now we're in trouble. But how big is the trouble? Maybe not as bad as it looks. Bishop c5 check. Damn it. So I have to play bishop d2. That's embarrassing. I counted 5 times and it was... I was sure I had it covered. What the heck? He didn't pull the trigger on e4. I would sack the exchange there. If he plays e4, I'll just take it. Bishop a1, queen a1. That actually looks good for white. So I don't know. Same way he got his friends. He bought them. Bishop takes b7. It's important. Material is everything. No, just kidding. We're just kidding. I have bishop a5. No. 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 You're a bad hombre. What a move. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. How about bishop h6 at some point? Good idea? Has to be gifted to Rufus and Doofus. Thank you, sir, for your gift. It's appreciated. How's my pawn doing? Wow. That's disturbing. I'm gonna lose on time. This is unbelievable. This is really unbelievable. I'm just lost. How strong is he? 1796? I don't think so. Just lost all my pieces. He does this every time. Look, he's won the last 4 games against me. What is going on? Did you see these moves he plays with no time? Everything is like, check it out. Check out his move. The last move. I couldn't find a move here. Rook c7 into this diagonal pin using no time. Got a good coach. I guess so. What the heck, man? Dude, what is the deal with this guy? Wow. Did you see this? 19 centipawn loss for black? He's 19 centipawn loss. 1 inaccuracy, 1 mistake for the whole game. That's like GM strength. I'm lucky if I have 19 cent upon loss in a tournament game. E5 looks like a total positional mistake. Wow. I don't know. He's beaten me the last 4 games in a row. This is top move. But D5 doesn't work. Oh no, he can't play it yet. Yeah, bishop E6, top move. A4, D5, top move. And now I have to... He's playing like every move is like perfect. But he must have made some mistakes. I have to take here. I just miscounted. But I'm still worse because of the dark squared bishop. It's a very anti-positional setup for black, starting with E5. Completely based on these tactics. The whole thing is based on all these tactical moves. D5 forced. And now I'm just like worse. Now rook C8 was one of his mistakes. One of his only mistakes. Well, he's not 1700. I don't understand what that's about. That's what bothers me. How can his blitz rating be so low? C4. Here I screwed up. I'm like better, and I shouldn't have taken the pawn, I guess. He has to play rook C7. He could have played rook B8. Actually, most people would play rook B8 in this position, including me. But he played rook C7 like pretty quickly. It's a fantastic idea to play this. This is the whole key to black's position. Well, the computer comes up with another move here, knight C6, sacking the exchange, which is extremely dangerous for me to take that. But I rarely play, you know, this well as he did in a fast game. And now I just froze. Queen C1 was alright, but after Queen B8, this is his one mistake. Blunder. I couldn't find a move here. I almost played the right move, and then I talked myself out of it. I didn't want to accept that I was worse, so I spent all my time here, down to 19 seconds. And I could have just bailed with C5. I figured he would take this, and I would like push. But this is still better than what happened in the game. I'm not down any material. But it's hard to believe that Mr. Slow is 1700 in Blitz. Man. Yeah. This is crushing. So I finally blundered. I couldn't find a move. After rook b2, I'm lost. It's an almost perfect game. He made 2 inaccuracies. Cheesy Noob and Halchess are now subscribers. Almost perfect game. Cheesy Noob. That's 4 in a row. Although most of them are simul games. I don't think Mr. Slowhand is cheating. He's a good player, but he pisses me off because that rating is like, makes me look bad when I'm like losing to 1700s. It's bad for my reputation. He's hurting my reputation with his rating. You don't get a lot of scores on the stream. I try extra hard against you, Arsenal. You didn't figure that out yet? Well, Cheesy Noob is playing chess from another dimension, so he's automatically going to score more points than most people. Here we go again. The h4 and c3 combo. Very correct. Maybe I can play like the London system. What if I play like bishop e4, bishop h7? Sometimes Cheesy plays really badly. But I felt he's gotten better lately. Yeah, this doesn't look great for me. I just made another mistake. I'm pretty tilted from that loss. The other thing that's tough about Mr. Slow is that he's not only making like good moves, but he's making them very, very, very quickly. He played a high precision game using very little time, like less than half the time I used, so if he would take his time it would be okay, but he's fast and strong. Usually people are one or the other, you know, they're either very, very accurate or they just play fast, but they're playing kind of like trashy moves. It's hard when you have someone who's playing extremely strong moves and accurately. It's like playing with Pop Jula or something. I can adapt to one or the other, but not both. Speed and high accuracy, that's pretty hard to deal with. I have to be in my A game. Definitely not at A game. Cheesy Noob is almost playing normal chess now, except for h4. No, he just plays these weird moves. Alright. A4. He didn't play a4. Now I have to sack the exchange. Just in principle. An accident in stream planning. Just a joke. I'm thinking about making a new. I should make a new. What do you call it? Overlay. The word I'm looking for is overlay. Yes, thank you. It's my brain fog again. Exactly. Oh yeah, the 2300s. Well, especially in Rapid Arsenal. Everyone's like 2300. It's the new 1700. You kind of knew he was going to do this move, although not exactly sure if it actually works. Certainly interesting. I guess he's going to sack the exchange back. Would be my assumption, yeah. And that's not what I expected. Is rook a1 a mistake? I thought he would play b5. Cheesy Noob's up to 22-19. Very respectable. Well, the ratings online are almost irrelevant. I mean, that's kind of like why I don't care about my rating. I mean, it's just online chess, anyway, ultimately. The only reason anyone should care about their online chess rating, or maybe any rating at all, is to get the opportunity to play stronger players. I mean, honestly. Like, I blunder all the time. Look at my games. I'm always stunned in my simul's. People don't seem to blunder. I think some of them cheat. You know, I don't know what percentage. I just blunder on purpose for the content. The h4 pawn is hanging. How long has that been hanging for? Like 6 moves. So the important thing is that he played h4. This is why h4 is a good move. You want to make sure that's hanging at some point. Now he's actually in the crossfire. No way to get across. Oof, another nugget. Now yesterday I hung a piece against Cheesy Noob. I hung a rook to be specific. No, it was a knight. I hung a knight. In the simul. This looks pretty ugly for white, but I'll probably hang a piece at some point. Probably. White is obviously lost here. Down 2 pawns and a minor piece ending against the bishop pair. He's got a hell of a bishop on a3. I think you can agree. Should I play g5? Probably a bad idea. I should just get my king to the center. Let him play f4 if he wants to. That doesn't change anything. I mean, this is like decisive. What I really want to do is just get my king there. The engine. I got time for a couple more games. Hal Chess, Sadistic Tushi, I've been waiting. Hal Chess is a subscriber. Thanks to the gift sub. Alright. Taking subscribers first, then I'll play Sadistic. Crystal Wrist, wrong time control. Alright. Yeah, London system is a pain. I hate playing against this opening. It's just annoying. I had a game yesterday with one of my teammates. I equalized with this system, but I couldn't really get an advantage per se. He played h3 here. He's an expert on the London. Yeah, gross. It's always a question of how many pieces would they attack my like g6 pawn with. It's like knight h4, bishop d3, queen c2, knight d2 to e4 to g5, and they'll be threatening to sacrifice like 6 pieces on my g6 pawn or something crazy like that. I don't even castle here. My dark square bishop is so strong. I'm not sure white should play c4. It's an interesting question. An interesting debate, you know, should you even play c4? Because ultimately, like, you have a weakness on the dark squares. Would it be better to just play like a typical Londoner and just play c3? This opening is so overrated. But it's easy for people to learn how to play. I make fun of it, it's like a joke. I mean, the London is a meme for me. I've had very similar games to this in the past. Yeah, c4, it's true. He gets his knight behind the pawns, which is good. But on the negative side, he's put himself in a situation where, you know, he has fairly, you know, a little bit of weaknesses on the dark squares, and so my bishop, you know, if he has a pawn on c3, I'm on a rock formation there. But with the knight on c3 and the pawn on b2, I have some chance to activate my dark square bishop. It's a no-win situation. Either he weakens his dark squares or he has like a passive setup. But he shouldn't allow that to happen, you know, basically, I guess, at the end of the day. See? No, he's playing how I would play in a Smyslov King's Indian. It's really no different. But I know from experience that white doesn't have any advantage here. At best, he's equal. Should I play b6 at some point? Maybe b5, if it were possible. What I don't want to allow is like d5 by white. b5 drops a pawn. So maybe just knight f6. Just this, wait. And white's amazingly solid. I'm probably going to lose to most people who are rated 18. According to the Arsenal theory. I can handle like the 2300s, but it's the players between like 1400 and 1900 that gives me the most problems. White's playing a very typical game. Basically doing nothing. Not my style of chess. That's why I don't like the London system. b4 is a pretty logical move here. He's doing nothing well. Literally. Very high level of positional play. Opening not critical. Just kind of does nothing. b4 is a star move. This is probably like exclamation point in this position. Number one engine move, almost 100%. Computers have come a long way improving strategically. c5 I didn't expect. That's a very tactical decision. Slightly committal. Very aggressive. Yeah, I'm probably going to lose. How about queen c8? Preemptive unpinning. This was very dangerous. Oh right, Hal is a reference. Of course. Right. The HAL 9000. Yeah, that's what I said before the game started. I don't think we're going to see too many inaccuracies from a HAL 9000. Objectively, this might be able. I might be able to draw here. I might be dropping a pawn. Also, there's the 95 issue. 95 is pretty annoying. I can't let you win, Dave. Sorry, Dave. Not this time, Dave. Maybe we can beat him on time. I seriously hope it's not a computer. But it feels like if it was a computer, I would have been lost already. It's probably a cyborg. You don't have to do this, Dave. Rook A8, anyone? I might be able to hold on. Queen B6, Queen A7. I don't know where to go. $21.95 in puzzles. 1800 bullet. That would indicate a more tactical style. Might be able to draw. Can I draw? No blunders yet. That's a big fork. Wow. He must have a trick. He doesn't have some sort of trick. No tricks. Man, unbelievable. Yeah, I didn't deserve to win this. I was lucky if I draw. Thought I was busto. No, I thought it was a tough draw, probably, objectively. But he played really well on the queen side. G5. Nah. Man, I don't know what I did wrong. I mean, everything was okay until around move 18. Actually, slightly before that. Yeah, he scared me with c5. I lost confidence, Arsenal. I thought b4 was the best move for white. Was I correct here? Yeah. b4 is engine number 1. I was certain that was a good move. And it's equal. And b6 is okay. But he scared me with c5. I thought, I'm getting crushed by the house, 7,000. This is actually a blunder. The position was equal before c5. I didn't think he could play c5. I thought it was just too loose. But what happens if I try to take it? I was terrified to take it. I afraid this would open up on me. I should have just like called his bluff. I'm okay. This is protected. I just panicked there. I think everyone's a computer. Especially when you're named HAL 9000. Alright, sadistic. Yeah, thanks to everyone who didn't use a computer today. I really appreciate it. It's so refreshing when I realize I played a human. Yeah, thanks, Arsenal. Appreciate it. Thanks. I want to thank all the humans out there. Sadistic is not here. Or he's just taking his time. Setting up the engine. He's setting up his program. Seriously. Okay, guys, last game for today. What's Sladgie doing? He's setting up a position? Why does it say position? What is that? Sladgie, why the position? From position? I don't know. Tushi's not here. Sladgie, what's position? What is this? Is this like some trick where we can't castle? He set up position. Is this a normal position? What is this? What is the trick here? Yeah, I don't like the London system, Aqua, but you played alright. I don't think the opening was handled right by you. My teammate played h3 on move 4. Oh no. No knight e4. Are you sure? I thought he was going to play knight e4. Who was recommending the wasn't somebody recommending the Budapest Gambit yesterday in my simul stream to one of the new players? What's up with that? By the way, bishop c5. Wait a second. That's normal? That's not normal. Bishop c5 is very unusual. Hub skirt. It's one of these like Simon William things. Simon William. Whatever. Hey, Simon William, what's up? They call me Pascal William. Hungarians do that all the time. They say the names backwards. There's this one guy that's been doing it for years. No, he didn't play the Uber driver variation. I don't know what this is. What is this? This is so strange. That Queen F6 thing. They do that with the bishop back on F8 and then check you on B4 or something. Yeah. This is some kind of weird hybrid. I guess it's just not good for black. It's definitely no better than your new Arsenal gambit in the Chigorin. This is going to be my last game, most likely, unless it's super short. Gotta go play some ping pong or something. Get some exercise. Knight C6. Yes. Yeah, we were supposed to get like bomb sirens today. Nothing happened. It's good to know everything is working properly. They'll probably do the bomb sirens while I'm going for a walk or something like that. Can't wait. A few weeks ago, Arsenal talked about the Chigorin. Asterby, thanks for the weekend update. Should I play 94? Did I drop something? Yeah. There goes my pawn. Pawned. He found it. I dropped the same pawn against one of my teammates in the Blitz tournament yesterday. He's good tactically, but not that strong positionally. The last thing you want to do is like be dropping one move tactics against the guy. You can see every kind of tactic. If you want to beat him, you have to beat him strategically. Now I just hung up b-pawn for no reason, giving black their pawn back. Good form. I'm in really good form these days. Okay, so what's up with this ending with the two bishops? How's my bishop doing? Good? Good. Excellent. Rook f5. h6. Is my bishop trapped yet? He's even taking requests. The London system. This bishop has life. The other bishop we have to bring back to life. Herbert West Reanimator, or whatever. This is to be reanimated, like Frankenstein. Let's bring it back to life. Bring it back to life, man. Alright. Where do you want it? I want it on c3. Something like c3. We want to transfer king e2, f3, bishop e1, bishop c3. It is legal, you just have to use your imagination. King f1 doesn't quite work though, unfortunately. Although, you know, it may not be bad after all. I don't want to lose control of the d4 square. So this is going to be a little tricky. The process. It's a process. Processing plant. I've got to play rook d3 so I can move my king to f1. What's that? Rook c7. He's doubling. Tricky, tricky. How about g4? There's more than one way to do this. It just looks like a bad bishop. We have a second front here. Now the problem is that f3 gets hit by knight b4. So I might have to lose my e pawn at some point if I play f3. h4 is another way to improve. You can't get yourself out of here against this guy. There's always the exchange sack. H-file is very dangerous. Is it enough, though? It's defending. Rook H5 is interesting. You had that. Wow. He had that. Unbelievable. It's reminding me of playing Ruslan. He's got a defense for everything. This should really be a winning position for white. I gotta improve my king, but I've never been allowed to improve my king. No, I said my king. Do you hear me? Not your king, my king. Believable. There, he unimproved. He sees everything. And the king starts to get pretty good now. I can just walk in there. This is a stick up. Unbelievable. Come out with your hands up. I finally achieved F3. It only took me like 100 moves. Not sure it's a good move, actually. Wow. Yeah, I mean, it was tough defense by Black. Immensely tough. Yeah, I can't take any more challenges, guys. I'm gonna leave and be back next time. Tomorrow night, actually, I've got to set up a rapid tournament for... Rapid tournament tomorrow night. Next stream's Tuesday night, 6:30, Wednesday morning. Then we're off for 5 days. I will see you guys tomorrow night. Thanks everyone for watching. And let's see what we got here. What's going on? Alright guys, we're out. See you next time. Bye-bye.